Hey everybody, Ed Billings here in Chapel Hill,
And Jefi Moultrie, San Diego, California.
and we are coming to you with a 10-minute takedown, and this one is titled, Are You the Fool or the Favorite? And
Ooh, I
this is
love
a
this.
direct application of Chris Voss's Never Split the
Mm,
Difference. If you're
yep.
clueless on what that is, listen to the previous episode and it'll give you the background on it. And now you're going to get some live fire 10-minute takedown, real stuff.
Let's do it.
All right. So, fool or favorite, what do we mean by that? This is really applicable in client situations and especially on the listing side. We're going to focus on that.
Hmm.
We've all gotten calls. We've all put in a situation where we go and we get an inquiry on a listing and we're excited and we give them everything. And then we find out their brother's a realtor and they've got all our stuff.
And they listed out our price.
And they listed our price and away they go.
Yeah.
We were the
Yeah.
fool.
Fool. Yeah.
And so there are things you can inquire and ways that you can assess if you're the fool or the favorite. And then there's a talk track and an accusation audit. Again, listen to the previous episode to dive into that. So, fool or favorite.
Okay.
Obviously, if they're a past client and you got a good relationship, you're probably the favorite.
Favorite. Yep.
Exactly. Did they call me?
Favorite.
Favorite, but you want to ask the next question, which is, who else are you talking to?
So does that automatically make you the fool? Or, I mean, you still, I like it when people interview people because it feels good if, when they choose me.
Right, but you want to make sure and get what your non-negotiables are out on the table
Ah,
first, so you're not wasting
gotcha.
your time and giving all the information.
Understood.
Are they ready to talk? Are you
Mm,
are you chasing them, or are they actually getting back in touch with you? If you're chasing them, you're probably chasing
you're
the
the fool.
deal. You're the fool. If they're
Yeah.
right back and quick, favorite. Are they doing
Okay.
what you asked them to do initially? If you set the call to they agree to
Favorite.
the time and show up, favorite. If
Favorite.
if they're if the call keeps slipping out, that's a sign of being the fool. How much do they know about me? Have they done their
Favorite.
homework? Favorite.
Hmm. If they do know.
If they do know, because they've
Yeah.
checked me out, right? That's a
Right.
good sign. Do they have a sense of urgency?
That would be a good sign. I don't know if that makes you favorite.
But again, you're being able to
You're
assess.
assessing.
You're assessing
Gotcha.
is this real? Are
I
you
love
do
to
you
keep you on your game.
I know. Is it a hope cast? Is it a forecast or a hope cast? Right. I mean, like, is this
Okay,
something that's
gotcha.
really going to happen?
Gotcha.
So that's kind of that. So that's like laying the groundwork. Now you have a story,
Hmm.
Jeffy, on where you were the fool. I want to hear about that.
I do. And this is one of the very first times that you ever talked about fool or favorite. And so Joe and I got a call to go to a listing appointment. It's so funny because Joe's out of town right now. He was out of town when I got the call for that listing too. He's like, "Hey, Jeffy, you're going to go do this." So I go, and I spent probably 3 hours with this lady because she was the trustee of the trust. And one thing I noticed now is she kept saying, "Oh, I really don't know that much. I don't really understand things. I don't really." And the more she said it, the more I was like, "Wow, you're really ramping this up that you don't know." And then she kept asking questions. And of course, I would give her anything she wanted because ultimately that's who I am, right? But it was the second time I went back and the third time I went back. And then finally she's all, "Hey, I just want to let you know that we're going to sell it to a family member." And they used every single thing. They used my title company, my escrow company. They used the price. They used everything. But I wasn't part of the deal.
Right. And so
I
you
was the freaking fool.
yeah. And so you didn't,
Yeah.
and you can even set that accusation up with that in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll do that in this little role play we're going to do.
Yeah.
But that's an important one. Do they have a
Mm-hmm.
family member or something that has a license and they're just getting your information? So
Yeah.
you've got to
Yeah.
get those things out on the table. So that's a painful one. We've all been there on that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a similar one last year, but I literally used this script and didn't give them anything, and then they were never going to list with me, and
Yeah.
we got that out. And that's fine, but just don't like use my information and waste my time, right? So,
Right. And again, see, and you're a little bit more hardcore with this than I am. Like at least I think you are, but I'm more of, I'll give information. I don't mind giving information because I think it's really important for clients to have that.
mhm,
It's just the second, third, and then fourth time back. That's on me.
right. I think,
Yeah.
and what we're going to dive into is, I think this is my perspective. You need to know what your non-negotiables are
Mm-hmm.
and get those out on the table, because it's just a waste of everybody's time if
Right.
you don't.
Okay.
And so that's where the accusation audit piece comes in.
Okay.
Let's do that. So we're going to
Okay.
do just a little role play on it.
Sounds good.
Um, so if I was presenting this to Jefi, I would come in and say, um, after we've kind of had these initial discussions, I'd say,
Yes.
I've got some things we need to talk about, and they could be deal breakers. It could even be bad news. It seems like things are really going well, but what I'm getting ready to tell you could put a wrench in the works with the information I'm going to share.
It's
So,
funny. Time out.
yeah,
It's funny because this is role playing, and even in my, I can feel this in my stomach. Like, wow, what's he going to say to me?
exactly. Okay, yeah, good.
I know.
So would it be a problem if we get that out on the table?
No.
Good, great, because I really want this to work, but we got to talk about these things. So
Okay.
now I'm going to go through my things. So
Okay.
I'm a full commission, full service agent, and then I'm going to
Okay.
lay out what I charge. So I need to know, this is coming out of
Mm-hmm.
script,
Mm-hmm.
if what's their expectation there, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we got to talk about that. I'm going to encourage you to price the home that's probably slightly a little less than you're thinking, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to price it to where you're going to get multiple offers and a better chance of that, and it's going to move quickly.
Mm-hmm. I love that one.
And I'm going to encourage you to invest in prepping the home for sale and to stage it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my things.
Yeah. So, Mr. Billings, would you, if I wanted to sell this to a family member, would you do it for 1%?
I have standards, and those don't meet my standards.
Yeah, see, this is if I would have asked these questions in the beginning, and again, we're breaking role
Yeah,
play,
that's fine.
but I would have known. Okay, well, either I'm going to lower my standards, or I'm going to say I can't. Why would I keep giving information to somebody when I know they're not willing to do that? So you just literally boop, and now you know,
And now we know.
right?
And given the nature of the situation, you work through it, but now we're getting it on the table, and I'm not going off on my hope forecast, and they're going and doing what they need to do, and away
Yeah,
we go. So again, it's a way of getting that out on the table and
yeah.
trying to assess, are you the fool or are you the favorite?
I love this one. Thanks for sharing that, Ed.
Absolutely. Take care. And again, that all comes out of Chris Voss's Never Split the Difference. Listen to the
Yep.
previous episode and go buy the book.